Hey friends, this is Crystal, the content director and photographer here at Crystal Clear Photography. Thanks for joining me this week. I am diving in a little bit about SEO Your Photos. So what does that mean? SEO Your Photos. So SEO is search engine optimization for those of us who don't know. And that is how Google pulls up your website among the millions of sites that are out there across the World Wide Web. So when it comes to your images, a lot of people don't realize that you don't want to just upload an image and smack it onto the site. There are some key things you can do to help boost your SEO so that you can get people calling you and saying, hey, guess what? I found you on Google and wanted to work with you. Or hey, guess what? I've purchased your product. I found it on Google and thought it would be the perfect solution to my dry skin problems. So you want to hear those things. We get excited when we hear those kinds of things. So here are three key areas that you can do to help you put a little bit more focus on SEO when it comes to using your photos. The first thing is to make sure to use and upload the original image every time. That means that you should never resize and save your images so that they can maintain their original clarity and coloring and data, because the way that we edit our photos for you guys whenever we're shooting for you as a photographer, we want to make sure that everything looks really good. So we edit it a certain way, and a lot of times you might want to apply filters for certain things like Instagram, but on your website you might not want to do that. So make sure that you always maintain that original file and always save from that file as a copy whenever you're going through and using your images. That way it keeps that clarity, keeps the high quality resolution, so that when you're going through and people are looking at your website or your storefront, they see everything. It looks pretty, it looks great, just like you had it photographed, and it looks all cohesive from your social media to your website. The second thing would be to make sure that you rename your images. So when you have copied that image over and you're getting ready to upload it, rename your image files with the appropriate dashes in between, so that you can use also the keywords that are relative to your business or your product to help boost your SEO. So for example, I might save a photo as Crystal-photography, Crystal Clear photography AZ product photography e-commerce, because those are all keywords. My business is pretty unique in the name, so I use my name throughout it, and then I make sure to add in three key things that I do: product, photography, and for e-commerce people. So I put all of those things in there, and when I do that, those are using Google keywords. So you can actually do the same in your business. You can use Google keywords to pull the top searched keywords for your particular business or industry or product type, find out which ones are the best ones to use, and then be able to use those when you're naming your image files. It's another way that Google can find and grab those keywords and see that you're using a lot of the words that people search for the most, so that when someone searches for, skincare products for eczema, your product might pop up at the very top because you're using a lot of those keywords throughout the data in your website, and Google will pick up on that. So they will, so Google basically, it just helps it kind of recognize that you're using the right things, and it will pull you up when it comes to relative searches that you want people to be able to find you through. So make sure that you rename the image files with the appropriate dashes. And if you're on the blog page, I will list that example out below. But again, it's just simple, Crystal-Clear-photography. So you can do the same thing for your business. Body-butter- vegan whatever you want to, what other keywords are out there. So make sure to look at Google keywords, pull up some things that are going to be top and relative for your industry and your product, and then use those throughout your files. That way it's all throughout your site, on every single page, and really helps boost your SEO. The third and last thing is that Google favors those who have a great website speed. So periodically I go through and check my own website speed, because when you have a lot of image files and a lot of things that are very big, it can slow down your website from time to time. This means you want to make sure that you do appropriately resize your images though, or compress them. So I would recommend either resizing or compressing. And if you're like, oh, I don't know how to compress, but I can definitely resize, then focus focus on resizing. But you can also go to your website designer, or if you have someone that helps you with your website support and host your site, a lot of times they have a lot of good tips on how you can compress your image sizes. But I go on there and just make sure that I appropriately resize the images to the dimensions that I'm going to be needing. So if I'm posting a graphic in my blog, I try to go use the dimensions that are appropriate for a blog. If I'm going to post it in the storefront, it's going to be a little bit of a smaller square, so I'm going to go through and make sure that I've sized it appropriately to fit on the storefront. Dimensions are important, so make sure that you do that. And the dimensions are basically just referring to the height and width. An extra bonus tip is that if you use Canva, which I recommend using, I use it sometimes for myself, especially on social media, to create quick graphics, it has it pre-sized on there for you. So it makes it even more simple to be able to go on there, click that you're doing a blog graphic, and it pulls up an example, lets you plug and play your information, and then you can download that pre-sized graphic to upload to your website. That way you have great speed and it helps boost your SEO as well. So for a quick recap, those 3 things were to make sure that you use and upload your original image, try to save a copy so that you don't damage the original file and everything's nice, clean, and crisp on your website. Second thing is to make sure to rename your image files with the appropriate dashes and consider looking up some keywords that are relative to your business or your product. And then lastly, Google favors speed, so make sure that you are resizing appropriately and using the right dimensions for each of your images in various parts of your site or your blog and social media. So hopefully that was helpful for you, trying to come up with some new ways of being able to serve you with the kind of content that's going to help you continue to boost your business and use your images in the right way to add to that bottom line. So if you have questions, please feel free to leave a comment below, or you can head over to my link in the bio down below and be able to reach out, schedule a call. We can chat a little bit about your strategy or how we can help you improve your images. Until next week, I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great time.